Yeah, the Central Bank of Nigeria says transactions on its new e-Naira digital currency is safe and dependable as the e-money was restored on the Google Play Store app. 2 days ago, the financial regulator issued a statement warning the public against fraudulent social media handles that attach themselves to the e-Naira. Uchenna Minnis is a managing partner at Minnis Asset Management and a global market strategist. Is joining me live here in our Lagos studios for a chat to these and the wider crypto market. Great to have you on the show tonight. Uche, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me, boss.
What are the key issues that are evident from the announcement that the central bank made about its fraudulent social media handles that are targeting the new e-Naira?
I think it's quite clear, right? Given the fact that there is that indication that the creation of this e-Naira, this digital currency, was somewhat quite spontaneous, right? And it's created these loopholes, and that's always been our worry, boss, whereby we're not exactly sure if they've done the end-to-end infrastructural due diligence as regards to setting up this digital currency. And the fact, again, is that they also are not necessarily available on the social media platform, whereby the Twitter, for example, that's been on a nationwide ban, really. And you're seeing all this fraudsters trying to take advantage of those loopholes, and that's what we are seeing. And I think that's what you get. Those are those are the downside risks you get when you see when you're looking to rush into creating things, you know. And we need to really be clear as regards to the background check and really the due diligence as regards to setting up the infrastructural framework for this platform, Boston.
Yeah, but the central bank says she spends a couple of years working on it. So, but what's the view on Market Street about the new digital currency? Would the online investor be able to leverage it and so on?
The truth of the matter is, I know what they say, and you expect them to always try to maintain the optics. But when you look at it, you realize that even top developed economies and countries are just setting up and looking around that infrastructural framework, understanding the downside risk before going to engage. And even some of these developed economies really that have the infrastructural know-how and expertise, what they have done is they've just tried to work around some sort of a pilot phase, right? And that's not what we are doing. And that's why it's worrisome in some way and some form. But when you look at that leverage, as you've asked, I can't really say there is a clear disparity or a clear advantageous edge as regards to where the e-Naira provides and what the your normal fiat currency in your bank account really provides. It's just really as it is. It's just an electronic wallet. Maybe there might be some policies going down the line saying, okay, you know what, this is what you can get when you use this wallet. But right now, it's just a wallet.
Why did you think the central bank floats the e-Naira?
The grand scheme of digital currencies, really, if you go back to develop economies, the white papers that have been written behind digital currencies, it's just basically trying to create leeway as regards to monetary policies, whereby you can go about like even taking to negative interest rate when it comes to fiat currency, and also create some side of balance with also your digital currency. But that's the case, really. But, you know, that monetary framework, really, for us as a country, before we can start to engage in that regards, you know, in terms of taking advantage of our, strength of the Naira against developed currencies like the USD, it has to be some sort of global integration. And right now, I think it's quite early. But again, we still need to be very cautious as to what they are looking to present to us going forward.
Well, this is a digital currency, not a typical cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. So it's controlled by the regulator. So the usage is what I'm trying to find out here. If I'm an online trader, trading FX, trading anything else, is this something that is easier or better for me to use than the fiat money?
Yeah, so that's basically the worry, really. I've come to see some reviews online. Some people saying when they try to select their e-wallet with a particular bank account, they have issues now negating or trying to navigate around all the bank accounts that they have. So there are still infrastructural downtime as regards to this, but there is no really clear indication really that I've seen personally. So I can say maybe there's some other things I've missed, whereby there is a difference between, or a tag advantageous edge between what we have as a fiat currency in your bank accounts and the e-Naira. For me right now, it's just really a wallet.
Do you consider the fraudulent social media handles that the central bank talked about as the baptism of fire for the financial regulator in terms of what more to expect?
Yes. I'm not even going to try to sterilize that. It has to be that they have to do a lot of precautionary and preventive measures to prepare themselves for what would be available. I think infrastructurally, I think this was rushed, but this is my personal opinion. However, but the fact is, they have to be a lot of work going behind the scene in terms of trying to prevent fraudulent seekers trying to take people for a ride or any form of cyber threat, really. And I think just what we're seeing with the social media or the fictitious social media handles is just an indication of what might be looking to come over.
It could be much easier to steal my money having the e-Naira rather than the real Naira in my pocket.
Awesome. The truth of the matter is, when it comes to things like this, really, I would always say, personally, since the fact that this has just newly been launched, it's important for us to be very, very patient, understand what we are getting into before trying to put significant amount of money into the space. Right now, there is no clear advantageous edge saying that, if you don't have the e-Naira or have the e-Naira wallet, this is what you're missing out on. So you can literally still get to transact and do all of your financial obligations using your normal fiat currency with your bank accounts, really.
Okay, well, let's see how it goes. But let's talk about the wider cryptocurrency. Some folks says Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by December. I don't know whether that's going to be what you call the Santa Claus rally, whatever that is. You're looking like Santa Claus already, and it's just October. So what's driving the Bitcoin and the rest of his cousins?
Well, it's funny you said cousins. The very positive news on the back of this bullish momentum is the fact that the ETF for Bitcoin is being allowed basically in the US, and that is bullish for institutional investors, market participants at large, and it's more like a double-edged sword if you think about it. They're saying, well, we can allow this coming into our market space. However, there is some level of regulation, and when the institutions start to play in this space, now they have to be that level of regulation. So I think we would get to a point where decentralization meets regulation, and at that point, then we'll start having a clear indication of what this digital currency really represents. But right now, it's quite popular. There is a lot of speculative activity, and that's what we're seeing in the market space. I think the bullish momentum would still be riding, except, of course, we get any strong negative news, which really is what this digital currency relies on, Boston.
But do you think folks who are chasing and trading Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will be more vaccinated with central bank's e-Naira?
So you've quite to show that there is a difference between that e-Naira and also the blockchain network which the cryptocurrency is really launched on. So I think optically, from a psychological point of view, that can give some sort of relaxation for market participants looking to play in that space, saying, well, if we have central bank also looking to be flexible around this space, is something that they cannot really go in. And we can see a lot of bullish bullishness in terms of what we're seeing in other part of the country, and also some very funny coins trading significantly higher. You know, there is a particular coin right now that the sheep coin that has really appreciated for 76,000% really, you know, and it's really ridiculous what we are facing right now. Honestly, as analysts, we're quite confused. We really don't know what's going on, but we just need to understand that we are experiencing some sort of wave in the system, in the market, and you really need to adapt to it, or you just get left hanging.
You want my personal opinion? I think the central bank just got smart. You remember? Well, give everybody e-Naira, and then for everyone who complained about the so-called ban on cryptocurrency trading, then everybody could just be happy. As long as it's an E.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just make it easy for everyone.
Yeah.
So you have something to play with. So just it. By the way, let's leave it there for tonight. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
this evening. Uchenna Minnis, Global Market Strategist and Managing Partner at Howard Minnis Asset Management. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.